So I usually start all of my seeds indoors and I start them in cups like this. But this year I'm gonna try something different. I purchased this mini soil blocker and I'm gonna try this out and see how it works. You make small blocks of soil that you can start your seeds in and you can watch the roots as they grow. It's supposed to be really cool, so I'm gonna give this a try. We'll open it up and see what it takes, what I need, and I'll take you along with me on this journey and we'll figure it out together. So before I start any new seeds in previously used containers, I always want to make sure and wash them really good in hot soapy water, and that way it'll get rid of any contaminants or soil diseases that might have been present that could affect the way my seeds germinate and grow. So here's the new soil blocker. It looks like it's pretty easy to use. The instructions say to start with really wet potting soil. We make our own potting soil here, so I'll go grab some, get it good and wet in a tray, and then we'll see how this works. It looks like you just press it into the wet soil, and then to release it, you kind of push down on the soil blocker and it pushes the little blocks out. So we will get the potting soil ready and we'll give it a try. Hey guys, so we're out here today getting ready to start our seeds for our summer garden. We have our potting soil and compost mix that we make here. We're gonna add some water to that, and then we're gonna try out the soil blocker that we got. So the directions on the soil blocker say to add water to the soil and get it good and wet. So we're gonna add some water. That looks pretty wet. I think I'm gonna try this. So I put some water in this tray because I'm gonna get the soil blocker damp or wet. I feel like it's almost a little bit too wet. So I'm gonna try adding a little bit more soil and try that again. So I pinched this area here, and when I did that, it popped it out of the little grooves that it has, and I had to try and snap it back in. So don't grab it from this section, just from up here. You see, when you grab it from this section, it removes it from these little grooves that it has in here, and that won't allow you to push it down and press the soil out. So the instructions say to have the soil really wet, but I'm not having any luck with really wet. So I added quite a bit more to mine to kind of give it just a slight wet consistency. I'm gonna give that a try. A little bit better. Still, I don't think it's right. I'm gonna keep trying. That worked a little bit better, pressing them out faster. So there was a bit of a learning curve with the soil blocker, but once I got the hang of it, I actually like the results so far. I'm going to go ahead and get my San Marzano Lungo tomato seeds, and I'm going to put those into these 2 trays. So now that we have these seed trays planted, we're going to take them in and get them under the grow lights. So this is our indoor seed starting rack. It's equipped with lights and heated seed mats. At this stage for our seedlings, we don't need to have the lights on. I just have them on so that we can see what we're doing here. I'm gonna cover these trays with just some saran wrap so that the moisture stays in on the seeds. And then each day I'll just spritz it with some water. And I find that since we're on city water here, that the filtered water works the best for the seedlings. So I'll just spritz them with a spray bottle every day. And then once they start to sprout, that's when I'll start using the grow lights. So a little bit of information on our seed starting rack. We use heated seed mats that help keep the soil about 10 to 20 degrees warmer than the ambient temperature. We have the lights. Once the seeds start to sprout, we'll turn the lights on. We have timers that run the lights about 16 to 18 hours a day. And if you want to make your own seed starting rack, we have a video on that, and I'll put links to all the parts and pieces that we used on our rack in the notes area below. So these tomato plants are about 23 days old, and they are ready to be potted up and to start hardening off. So it's super windy out here today, but I had to get this done. So I'm going to take these tomatoes, put them into a little bit bigger containers, and then I'm going to start bringing them out for a little bit each day and get them ready to plant outside. So today we are outside and we are potting up our San Marzano tomato starts. These are the ones that we started from seed that we saved from our garden, and we used the soil blocker for the first time, and you can see that it's held up really well. And here we are about 23 days later, and these starts, the roots have grown beyond the soil block and they are ready to be potted up. and it's kind of windy out here, so hopefully that doesn't mess up the audio, but I'm going to show you what I do to pot these up. It's pretty simple. We use our compost that we make here and also our potting soil, and then I'm going to take my seed starts or my seedlings and I'm going to dip them into water and organic rev mixture, and that'll just help them to take up the nutrients in the soil much better and make them a stronger plant. So let's get started. So we got all the tomatoes potted up and the plants are looking beautiful. They've got to experience the outdoors for about 45 minutes today, and they even got to have some wind on them, and they're doing really good. I'm going to take them back inside and I'll bring them out each day a little bit longer and get them acclimated to the outdoor temperatures, the sunshine, the wind, all of that, and get them ready to plant them. So we got all of our seeds planted and in the house under the grow lights. So now we're just waiting for them to sprout. And then next time we'll be back out here planting them in the garden. So that's pretty exciting. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and give us a thumbs up. And in the comments below, let us know what you're planting this year in your garden. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to our channel. That is the best way to support it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.